them!
Let's get to work.
We here on the channel are truly excited about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and we are pleased to announce that the game reviews are out with an incredible cumulative score of 93 on Metacritic. This is definitely the best Final Fantasy in decades, and we are facing a true masterpiece that will please everyone, both new fans and longtime series fans who have always believed that Final Fantasy would return to its glory days. It's a must-play game for everyone. No one knows how Square managed to create a game with so much content and perfection in such a short time. Let's see what the critics had to say about the game. We also ask you to subscribe to the channel. It greatly helps us bring you all the content you desire. Attack of the Fanboy, with a score of 100. In their review, State's Final Fantasy VII Remake evoked all kinds of emotions in me, made me see my low-poly childhood friends as real people, and allowed me to once again be part of a grandiose, fate-challenging, god-defying adventure that I haven't experienced since the PS1 days. Comicbook.com, with a score of 100 in their review, states Final Fantasy VII. Rebirth improves on nearly every aspect of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, pushing the PlayStation 5 to the limit and creating a jaw-dropping experience in the process. Improving on both the remake and the original version of the game seemed like a nigh impossible task, but somehow Square Enix was able to do just that. Dexerto, with a score of 100 in their review, states, "This is Game of the Year material and an exceptional follow-up to a revered first entry. It handles the beloved material with care while still establishing its own new voice, making for a stellar sequel. This is Game of the Year material and an exceptional follow-up to a revered first entry. It handles the beloved material with care while still establishing its own new voice, making for a stellar sequel." Esports, with a score of 100 in their review, states, "It's not often you write over 1,000 words and have virtually nothing bad to say about a game, but that's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's a masterpiece, a work of art, bona fide breathtaking brilliance." Gege Recon, with a score of 100 in their review, states Final Fantasy VII. Rebirth is one of my favorite games that I've played in a long time and does so much with its narrative that feels uncompromisingly ambitious and fresh. Noisy Pixel, with a score of 100 in their review, states Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is an exceptional sequel that surpasses expectations in nearly every aspect. It combines compelling storytelling, innovative combat, and a wealth of engaging content to deliver an unforgettable adventure. As a bold continuation of the saga, it sets the stage for the final installment, leaving fans eagerly awaiting what comes next. Square Enix has truly outdone itself, showcasing the depth and potential of the Final Fantasy VII universe. Siliconera, with a score of 100. In their review, states calling a title the best game of 2024 may come across as rather short-sighted when done so in February. I don't care. I'm going to say it. I believe Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the best game we are going to see in 2024, and it also gives me faith in the future of the series. Eurogamer Portugal, with a score of 100 in their review, states one of the greatest JRPGs of the last 20 years. An amazing love letter to the original and all fans that will make hours fly while you explore the open areas and play the mini-games, always with the main story on your head. The little visual problems do not take the shine away from this brilliant star. Gaming Bolt, with a score of 100 in their review, states the promise of those old, grand, globe-trotting Final Fantasy epics from the series' 16 and 32-bit heyday in AA form has been fulfilled at last. Final Fantasy VII. Rebirth finally realizes the series' central implicit potential, looking to the past to pave the way for hopefully the start of a new golden age for the series. Destructoid, with a score of 9.5 in their review, states Final Fantasy VII. Rebirth somehow manages to spin multiple plates without smashing any of them. PlayStation Universe, with a score of 9.5 in their review, states Final Fantasy VII Rebirth takes the foundations of Remake and expands on them, adding more control to combat, more places to explore, and more ways to dig deeper into the world and the story it tells. Whether in graphics or performance mode, the quality of the experience remains the same. Top-tier presentation with exceptional gameplay. Rebirth is an early shoe-in for Game of the Year. Easy Allies, with a score of 9.5 in their review, states, as big of an impact as Remake made upon its release, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth eclipses it in nearly every way. It improves upon just about every facet of its predecessor by introducing incredible new mechanics, an unbelievable world to explore, countless charming minigames, another out-of-this-world soundtrack, some of the most memorable characters, and a fascinating storyline that will leave you on the edge of your seat. This is truly a must-play game for anyone who loves RPGs. IGN, with a score of 9 in their review, states Final Fantasy VII Rebirth impressively builds off of what Remake set in motion as both a best-in-class action RPG full of exciting challenge and depth, and as an awe-inspiring recreation of a world that has meant so much to so many for so long. After 82 hours to finish the main story and complete a decent chunk of side quests and optional activities, there's still much to be done, making this pivotal section of the original feel absolutely massive. Mini-games, side quests, and other enticing diversions fill the spaces of its vast and sprawling regions, painting a new and more vivid picture of these familiar locations. But more than just being filled with things to do, Rebirth is often a powerful representation of Final Fantasy VII's most memorable qualities. With all of this, we believe that this will be a game that defines a generation, and we can hardly wait for the day on the 29th. This is a story that began over 20 years ago, and we believe it will conclude in a spectacular and ultra-epic manner. We hope you're excited about this game, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.